You've been in a semi-truck wreck, and you're probably wondering, how long is a case like this going to take to settle? Well, keep watching. We're going to answer that question and do it by giving you 3 different things to be thinking about that explains why my answer is what it is. And these 3 things are really important for your overall understanding of having been in a tractor-trailer semi-truck wreck, what you're facing and why you're facing it. Makes you more informed. It's really good knowledge to have. The short answer, ladies and gentlemen, to this question is it will likely take longer than you think. Certainly, oftentimes takes longer than a traditional car versus car wreck. And again, I'm going to give you those 3 reasons why here in a moment. Before I do, let me introduce myself. My name is Ted Spalding. I'm an Atlanta personal injury trial lawyer. Been trying cases for 20 years here in Georgia and throughout the country. And I've created this channel and this video and the others in this series do 2 things. One, if you already have a lawyer or are thinking about hiring a lawyer, so you can become a more informed personal injury client. A more informed personal injury client's a better injury victim. You need to be that to get the compensation you deserve in your case and help your lawyer. And number 2, if you're going to handle your claim on your own, to give you some guidance and some help with this type of question and any others that you may have, where I might be able to impart some of my knowledge that I've learned over 20 years of trying these types of cases to help you in going forward. So let's dive in. Short answer, as I told you at the beginning, is it very likely may take longer. And there's 3 main reasons for that. Number 1, and most importantly, you're unfortunately facing bigger injuries typically than you would have in a car versus car wreck. Naturally, because the tractor trailer is this massive 5,000-pound vehicle that has slammed into you. That means you've got a bigger case. If you're more injured, it's bad for you personally. It's good for your case value. That's the way the system works. The worse off you are, the more compensation you deserve to get better, to pay your bills. So, what does all this mean? It means you have a bigger case, and therefore the insurance company may dig in and fight more. And it means you're going to be treating longer. And treatment is the key to everything. It creates the value in your case because, 1, it's based off of what your injuries are, how much you have in medical costs, have you lost wages, and most importantly, pain and suffering. The longer you treat, the more likely you're going to get more in pain and suffering from a jury because they kind of go together. Someone who only treats for 6 weeks couldn't have been that injured. You're not going to have a ton of pain and suffering, you wouldn't think. It's going to be hard to say, oh, I had 6 years of pain and suffering and only treat it for 6 weeks. So treatment is typically much, much longer. And in most cases, you're not going to want to try to even settle your case until treatment is over because you don't know the full value of your case until you get all the treatment done or get really far along in it at the very least. So treatment course is one of the biggest factors in how long a case takes. Got to remember that. Why? Because you need to get all the treatment that you need to get better. It's the point of this exercise. You're supposed to get better and then be compensated for what you had to go through to get better because of what the other person did. So that's number 1. Number 2, much more insurance coverage in semi-truck wreck cases. And you might be dealing with a very, very lucrative trucking company. Sometimes they're not, and it's a fly-by-night company, don't have a lot of trucks, don't have a lot of revenue. At the very least, they should have the federal minimum $750,000 of insurance coverage. More often, they have $1 million. More, and then sometimes beyond that, they've got extra layers of insurance, and they've got $1 million underlying and $5 million of excess. So $6 million total. The most recent truck case that I handled had $3 million in coverage total. So more insurance. That's great, and a little bit of a catch. It's great because it means you can get all the treatment that you need. It means it's going to take longer. And it also means the insurance company's more likely to dig in. So what does that mean? Well, again, when insurance companies have $3 million potentially on the line because you're super injured and they got that much coverage, they're not going to just scribe that check. They're going to dig in. And so that's going to be an issue that could delay this more as well, which goes to the third point. There's more evidence and there's more defenses. Because it's more treatment, it's a bigger case. Because there's more insurance coverage, it's a bigger case. Because it might be a big trucking company that has assets at stake, it's a bigger case. Bigger case means more evidence and it means more defenses. What do I mean by more evidence? Well, in trucking, the biggest thing that you want to show is they violated the regulations. Unlike car versus car wrecks, motor carriers, as they're called, these trucking companies, are governed by the federal government and the state. And there's federal regulations all the way down to how long they can drive before they have to take breaks, that they have to inspect the truck every day, that they have to have logs, that they have to have placards and this and that and this. There's all kinds of things, and any of those violations can be used by you to show their negligence and that they're not safe. An unsafe trucking company is going to upset a jury much more. This is an unsafe trucking company that then injured this woman to this extent. That is a bigger case than if they are a clean company. This was just a mistake. It was an accident. They have a perfect safety record, that sort of thing. They've been in a bunch of wrecks. That's a totally different scenario. Don't have those kinds of issues, evidentiary things that you can find. Oftentimes they have video. They got dash cam. They've got computer systems, all kinds of stuff. Dispatch, this and that and this. So much evidence that can be collected that you don't normally get the chance to get in a normal car versus car case. Finally, most importantly, the defenses. Again, because these are bigger cases, bigger exposure for the insurance company and the trucking company, more insurance coverage. You're talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars. You're going to face defenses that you oftentimes would not face in a normal car versus car case. Number one, they have what's called go teams. All of these trucking companies and the insurance companies, the moment they hear that one of their trucks has been in a wreck, the go team goes to bat. They have lawyers on retainer that night and day will go out to the scene. They will have it, inspectors go out. They will talk to witnesses. They will take photographs. They will pull stuff because they're immediately trying to figure out what defenses do we have. Oh my gosh, we just got into a big wreck. So you're behind the eight ball always, because within 2 hours, they already have more evidence than you do, because they're trying to see, do we have any defenses, and start to build that because they know what's coming. So let me give you an example. I had a case. It was a logging case. It was a log truck down in South Georgia going too fast down a rural road, runs a stop sign at a two-way stop it was, ran the stop sign right in front of my client, and she T-bones. Unfortunately, kills her husband and severely injures her. So you think, God, that's an easy case, right? Ran the stop sign. Well, the stop sign was around a curve, and then you had the stop sign, and there was trees lining both sides. This is one lane in each direction, so he's coming and turning this way. And so here comes the defenses. Number one, the state's at fault, or the county, because the stop sign shouldn't have been placed there. It was dangerously placed because you coming around the curve, 45-mile-an-hour speed zone. You don't have enough time to stop if you don't know that that sign's there. That was number one. Pretty bad argument. I won't go into all the details, but we were able to easily knock that one out. Then they switched focus and they said, well, we're going to bring in the DOT because they didn't design the road further back the correct way. And we're going to say the DOT shares some responsibility here. Again, just to try to lower the verdict, right? To point the finger at someone else. And maybe a jury puts a percentage on GDOT. So we face these things. You're not going to face these kinds of things in a lot of other car wreck cases. What do you mean? You're bringing in the Georgia Department of Transportation because of road design? Come on. And so you had to dive into all of that with experts and everything else to refute these arguments to say, no, you're 100% at fault. Because again, they're looking for everything from day one. Where can we point fingers, either at the plaintiff, at third parties, to divert some of this massive liability that we're going to have. That was a case where they had a death on their hands. How are we going to get out of this? So they came up with all these theories and things, and we had to knock each one down. That takes an extreme amount of time. You're not going to settle that case, certainly not for anything of what it's really worth, if you're not willing to get in there and fight. And getting in there and fight means you're going to have your lawyer do a lot of work. And that's fine. That's what we're here for. But it doesn't mean this thing's going to settle fast. Every case can settle fast, by the way. But there's a drawback to that oftentimes. They could have settled that case for $300,000. Like that. But they settled for millions before a trial. Because they fought. So you want to do that, in my opinion. Don't give in. This is all set up for insurance companies to try to make it as hard as possible, drag it out as long as possible. So hopefully you're asking this type of question and you're getting antsy and you don't want to wait anymore. Oh, well, they'll pay you, but it isn't going to be what you think it's going to be. So you either wait, do it the right way and get fully compensated, or take something potentially way less because you just want it done fast. So this is why semi-truck cases can take quite a while, these factors. You got to be ready for it. You got to know that these things are part of and parcel of these types of cases so you can be the best informed personal injury client or claimant in a semi-truck case. Well, I hope this answered your question. Thanks for watching this video. I've got plenty more on all kinds of various topics that might help you. Please check out my channel. Would love for you to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.